Israel's onslaught has claimed the lives. Hezbollah says it is up to Israel to decide if it wants to have a truce. Hezbollah is clear that it will not accept any deal and it will also not accept Israeli conditions. Hezbollah has also warned that Tel Aviv will be in
base in Shama in a week. The way to a truce appears bleak, but efforts are still ongoing, even as airstrikes continued. US President Joe Biden and his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron discussed efforts towards a
back of this Israeli war and bloodletting that the world can't get accustomed to the killings and sufferings of the Palestinians at this point.
For Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and Hamas leader Ibrahim al-Masri for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. ICC judges said there were reasonable grounds to believe Netanyahu and Gallant were criminally responsible for acts including murder, persecution and starvation as a weapon of war as part of a widespread and systematic attack against the civilian population of Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister slammed the World Court ruling and called it anti-Semitic.
The anti-Semitic decision of the International Court in The Hague is a modern Dreyfus trial, and it will end the same way.
Reported death. Netanyahu supporters are outraged.
7 people and women.
The ICC ruling came after Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu.
The issue is that Netanyahu specifically does not want to reach an agreement. Because yesterday, what was he saying? He was saying in the Israeli Knesset that Hamas wants to stop the war, but we do not want to stop the war. We want to retrieve the captives. And I say to him, without an end to the war, there can be no prisoner swap.
Palestinians in Gaza continue to pay the price for the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. Dozens were
Israeli fire.
In a dramatic escalation of tensions, Iran announced the activation of the advanced uranium enrichment centrifuges, directly challenging the international community's oversight over its nuclear program. Now, Tehran is asserted is the truth. Our next poll gets you the details.
Iran is turning up the heat in defiance of the UN's nuclear watchdog. Tehran has activated advanced centrifuges, intensifying fears of a nuclear arms race. Advanced centrifuge. These new generation centrifuges uranium gas at a very high speed. These sophisticated machines can rapidly produce enriched uranium suitable for both peaceful energy production and potentially nuclear weapons. The IAEA recently called out Iran for failing to explain uranium particles found at 2 secret sites. Iran dismissed the criticism as politically motivated, with Tehran suggesting negotiations with the West remain possible but on a borrowed time.
All our efforts and our emphasis in our talks were to allow the International Atomic Energy Agency to do its technical work away from the destructive and evil pressures of some parties.
My idea is to continue this and to move, and by moving step by step and getting concrete things, again, I take the point and I think it's very important, and getting concrete results, maybe, just maybe, the trajectory can be less confrontational and more constructive.
Israel, a staunch critic of Iran, praised the IAEA's resolution calling for stronger action to halt Tehran's progress. Earlier this month, an advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, hinted the country might reconsider its nuclear weapons policy if it faces existential threats. The 2015 nuclear deal limited Iran's nuclear activities, but the US withdrawal in 2018 triggered Tehran to scale back commitments. Now, with advanced centrifuges in operation, experts warn Iran could produce weapons-grade material in just weeks, a fear expressed by the US earlier this year. This latest move puts the region and the world on edge as Tehran's defiance raises the stakes in an already volatile situation. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
Now let's talk about Lebanon. The stakes have never been higher in the country I'm currently in. The U.S. is trying to mediate a ceasefire under the fires. Israel attacks Beirut and Hezbollah says it will avenge by attacking Tel Aviv. Naim Qassem, the leader of Hezbollah, said that the ball is in Israel's court. As long as it doesn't attack Lebanon's sovereignty, everything is on the table. We get you the latest.
The 2-month-long Israeli onslaught has claimed the lives of over 200 children in Lebanon, says the UN. The Israeli bombardment has spared no one: doctors, emergency workers, the Lebanese army, and even the UN peacekeeping force.
Over the last 2 months in Lebanon, an average of 3 children have been killed every single day. Of course, many more have been injured, many more traumatized. Now, we must hope that humanity never again allows the ongoing level of carnage of children in Gaza. Though there are chilling similarities for children in Lebanon.
Batul al-Makdad is one of the many displaced civilians who are bearing the brunt of the war. Mikdad gave birth to her second child at a Syrian refugee shelter.
The first thing I wanted to know was whether there was a heartbeat. When I heard the heartbeat, I was very relieved. I just wanted reassurance, nothing else. I heard the heartbeats and she told me everything is fine, and I was relieved. Thank God.
Trying to achieve a ceasefire in Lebanon, Washington sent a special envoy to speak with Lebanese leaders to bridge the gap between Hezbollah and the Israeli administration. Hezbollah says it is up to Israel to decide if it wants to have a truce. Hezbollah is clear that it will not accept any deal that Lebanon's sovereignty, and it will also not accept Israeli conditions. Hezbollah has also warned that Tel Aviv will be its target if Israel continues its onslaught.
The comments that we made indicate that we agree to this path of indirect negotiations through President Merry if the other party wants this. I know that Israel wants this. We will see what the result is. Do we expect these negotiations to lead to a ceasefire and a cessation of aggression quickly? No one can guarantee. Because the issue is linked to the Israeli response and the seriousness that Netanyahu has.
Israel is demanding freedom to act against Hezbollah as a part of the ceasefire agreement. In a visit to Beirut, U.S. envoy Amos Hochstein said progress has been made on the ceasefire and a truce deal is within reach. The Lebanese Health Ministry says over 3,500 people have been killed in Lebanon, and a majority of these deaths were in the last 2 months. Israel says Hezbollah strikes have killed over 100 people in northern Israel and the Israeli occupied Golan Heights.